Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge and CEO at Trow, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of last week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion. You will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story, with the addition of TIA, the Portability Services Network, led by the Retirement Clearinghouse, has now recruited the top 5 DC record keepers, which also includes Fidelity, Empower, Vanguard, and Alight, which now manages the Federal Thrift Savings Plan. The initial mission of the network is to create a data exchange that allows low account balance holders to easily transfer their plans, a key goal in Secure 2.0. With 62.6 million workers now in the network and other providers expected to join, helping a mobile workforce find and consolidate all DC accounts is no longer a pipe dream. Though just 6 record keepers will own 49% of the network, others are encouraged to join, getting fair and equal treatment. With the data, the fuel to power the DC engine to help participants, this network is the first time providers have gotten together to cooperate and holds great promise for all. Next story, though the Fed keeps trying to cool down the economy by unprecedented interest rate hikes, the job market continues to defy expectations. Another 236,000 jobs were added in March, led by the hospitality and leisure, education and healthcare, and government employers. And though lower than the last 6-month average, it is higher than expected. Hourly wage increases were the lowest since July of 2021. Though experts are predicting a slowdown in hiring by the end of the year, unemployment rates dipped in March to 3.5% and is at historic lows, keeping recruiting and retention a key driver for employers and enabling RPAs and providers, empowered by Secure 2.0 and state mandates, to leverage the DC platform to help employees with holistic financial issues other than just saving for retirement. Next story, though P&I is reporting an increase in DC participants for the top record keepers due to acquisitions and auto enrollment, assets dropped significantly. For the 12-month period ending September 30th, 2022, assets dipped from $9.7 trillion in the previous 12 months to $8.75 trillion, driven by weak equity markets and upside-down fixed income as a result of higher interest rates. The numbers would be even worse if you take out the thrift saving plan's $615 billion, now record kept by Alight, which were not counted in the previous year. With revenue based on assets and costs based on participants, look for continued DC record-keeping consolidation, perhaps with second-tier players with less than 5 million participants combining to compete with the top tier, many of which do not acquire, like Fidelity and Vanguard, or maybe still digesting acquisitions, like Empower. Next story, there are many myths reverberating in the 401k echo chamber, which seem to be accepted as true, but may hurt our credibility. And one of those myths is that people are living longer. Recent results, especially in the US, are dismal, especially when compared to peers. The CDC reported the steepest decline in life expectancy in 2020 through 2021 in 100 years, driven by the pandemic in the opioid crisis. Life expectancy in China, 5.5 years behind the US in 1995, is now slightly ahead at 78 years, which does not mean people should save less, but repeating the myth does not help, and it could hurt. Even with lower life expectancies, most people have not saved enough for retirement, especially people with lower life expectancies like those with high-risk jobs in urban settings that are economically challenged. Finally, education in DC plans has mostly been ineffective as measured by engagement and change in behavior. With less than half of all plans, for example, with less than 1,000 participants deploying automatic enrollment. But rather than give up, maybe we need to change methods and learn from academia, especially their executive education departments, about how adults learn. After working with UCLA Anderson Exec Ed since 2009 and having trained 10,000 plan sponsors since 2013, we have noticed some key lessons, which include, number one, adults learn by interacting and doing, not by listening and reading. Number two, adults trust their peers more than they trust experts. Number three, any hint of sales and marketing, as well as industry jargon in education programs, results in adults tuning out. My column in wealthmanagement.com this week reviews these lessons and how RPAs can apply them to their own clients. So those are the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few other stories I thought were worth reading. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you have any comments. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking with you next week on 401k Real Talk.